Jason Statham's new movie, The Beekeeper, is in wide release this weekend. I was able to see a preview of this film last weekend at AMC Dolby Cinema. And I gotta say, I like Jason Statham's action sequences in this film, the way it's cut, but the rest of it didn't work for me, and I'll explain why. So The Beekeeper stars Jason Statham, Dean Felicia Rashad, Emmy Raver Lampman, Josh Hutcherson, Jeremy Irons, and Minnie Driver. And this was directed by David Ayers, who directed 2016 Suicide Squad. So you'll get his aesthetic. What worked for me was Jason Statham's action sequences. Now, I am a sucker for Jason Statham movies. I'll see anything he's in, including Meg 2 from last year, one of my worst films of the year. But I just like him as an action hero. But the rest of this didn't work for me because I think it's miscast. I couldn't take the cast seriously because they didn't sell me on their respective roles. I didn't believe that Emmy Raver Lampman was an FBI agent or the daughter of Dean Felicia Rashad's character. I didn't believe that Jeremy Irons was a 30-year retired CIA director. I didn't believe that Minnie Driver was the director of the FBI. I didn't believe that Josh Hutcherson was the first son. They didn't sell me whatsoever. And they were so bad that it was laughable. Their dialogue was archaic and too on the nose. And they just seemed to be caricatures, really, of the roles they were playing. And that's what took me out of it. Whenever they were on screen, I yearned for Jason Statham action sequences. I just yearned for him because he was stealing away the movie from the rest of from the premise, really, from the plot unfolding. Even his role wouldn't have been believable if not for the action scenes. I like the overall concept of the film. Dean Felicia Rashad is a retired educator. She's leasing a parcel of her land to Jason Statham's character, the beekeeper. She doesn't know his past, but he is now a literal beekeeper on her property, and for payment gives her, other than rent of course, gives her honey from his beehive. He is a beekeeper, and the beekeeper is basically, if you've seen Scandal and know B613, or you've seen any of the Jason Bourne movies and know of Treadstone, like, he's this one-man kill shop who is what he does is so covert that nobody knows they exist. Nobody knows who's running it, including in this film. And they are equalizers. So if something's bad happening that the FBI, CIA, and Secret Service can't handle, they come in. Okay. Again, the action sequence are cut so sharp. Watching them feels like shaky cam because the way it's cut, it's so blunt that you don't really see the punches land, but they're still good because the editing is good in that respect. And there's even this one action sequence in the third act that's in this room at, I guess it's supposed to be Camp David, that has like a lot of mirrors. The way that is shot looked really good. I mean, like I said, really blunt, sharp editing cuts that just worked for the scene. I just long for Jason Statham scenes. He steals the movie because the rest of it just doesn't move in any substantive way. I think it was miscast. And that's no disrespect to these actors, because I believe these are great actors, sure, but in this movie, it doesn't work. It just does not work. Now, would you be wasting money if you saw The Beekeeper in theaters? I don't believe you would, because Jason does liven up the movie when he's on screen, and he isn't in every scene, but the scenes he's in makes it worth it because of how he's taking out these scammers. And it's set up in a way where there may be a sequel, which could work with new characters, and if they went after these robocallers who, I mean, come on, we don't even want to answer our phones because of these spam callers. So I don't think it's a waste of money. I enjoyed it when he was on screen. I just felt myself laughing and rolling my eyes with the rest of it. At any rate, The Beekeeper is currently in wide release in theaters this weekend.